Okay, let's go. The clang of metal. No, so now it's my turn, I think. The clang of metal instead of the mush of dirt is welcoming. Never again will I have to check my hair for spiders after a radar array check. Everything is so clean, so shiny, I did it. I'm back to the real Space Force again. I'm free to save the universe once more. Happy? Does it show? A little bit. I can't help it. I'm excited, Sol. My first real post, my first real mission. I'm finally off that mud ball. What is our first mission? I haven't checked. My orders were just report here and then receive my follow-on orders over the secured network. It sounds like they are trying to make it difficult for your first briefing. You're telling me? I have faith in you. Show them how you give a proper intelligence briefing. Thanks, Saul. I know I can't see the orders, but let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I'm glad you remembered me before I asked for his help. SITO orders are restricted to SITO eyes only. My first briefing can only be written by me. That is the unfortunate truth of my profession. No matter how much I wish I could depend on Saul, on my crew, I'm not a part of it. I'm just an attached member. The sword is suffering, bleeding the joy out of my mood. It's lonely at the top. Does my lab have a secure line? I'd rather not have to deal with couriers. Only the finest for you. It doesn't seem like the ship has a lot of the finer things. It doesn't, but you learn to make do with the things you are given. I'm sure you'll find ways to adapt quickly. Of course. The ship is a stepping stone. I must keep telling myself that. We stop in front of a door in the aft section of the ship. Sol doesn't seem too pleased to be here, so I assume we have found the Orc's lab. Sol knocks against the door 3 times without a single response. Finally, he resorts to loud bangs before we get a response. Well, why this? You know the hours, Doc is not in. A ship doctor is available at all hours of the day. Not according to your beloved regulations. Come back tomorrow, but make sure you book an appointment first. I'm sorry, Natalie, but I'm going to have to resort to some more desperate measures. Why am I apologizing? What are you planning? I would bother you, Colonel, but our new SITO just arrived and she really needs to turn in her medical records to you. She was very insistent to meet with you right now. She? Well, give me a moment. I might be able to break regulations just this once. Just this once, my butt. From behind the sliding door, I can hear mild commotion as whoever this colonel is prepares for our visit. You're pretty disrespectful to a superior officer. That thing is not my superior in any way. As the door slides open and a dashing Afric with sharp eyes and the dull purple hair that falls to his shoulders steps out. He looks me over with a kind, warm smile, nothing like the predator I was expecting from Sol's descriptions. He looks like a demon for sure, but his demeanor doesn't feel satanic. I don't know if I pronounce it right. So, still, there's something odd radiating from him. Power and confidence, yes, but something feels off. Deep in my gut, a small sliver of ice is forming. My, our humble ship has been blessed with a radiant beauty. My name is Stan Nelson, ship doctor. Natalie Pukil. Pukil, Pusail, I don't know how to pronounce it. It is a pleasure to meet you. No, my dear, the pleasure is all mine. I was told that I would need to drop off my medical records because of some privacy act. That's correct, smart and beautiful. We are truly blessed this day. Why don't you come in? I also double as the resident counselor and would love a chance to get to know you. I don't think so. If she needs to confide in someone, she has friends. An understanding perspective is oft needed to truly cope. In the depths of space, my skills will guide any potential loss of souls to salvation. Into your bed is more like it. My actions are bound of my Hippocratic oath. What about yours? What do you mean? I'm a doctor and have an oath to never get involved with my patients. Patients, I don't know. They can feel safe with me. Though, do you have any such restraint? Other than being a trusted friend who wants to protect her from a pervert? You malign me, Major. You both know I'm standing right here and understand this conversation, right? Natalie! I think I can handle myself. There's my medical records, Doctor. I look forward to working with you on this strictly professional basis you mentioned. Precisely, my lovely Major, precisely. If you ever need any help or someone to talk to without repercussion, I am always here. Thank you. Natalie, wait. I'm not slowing down. I know soul means well, but it isn't like I need some guardian angel protecting me from all the bad non-humans. That icy feeling in my gut is warning me to be careful around Stan. Even so, he's handsome and charming. I'm not a thing that they can use in their pursuits. I'm the SITO in charge of this mission, and everyone, including Sol, will respect that. I'm sorry, My angel slowly fades out as I slow my pace. Even if I had some idea where I was going on this ship, I think Saul got the point. You what? You can take care of yourself, I know. I just don't want to risk losing another friend to a killer beast. Learning some of that teamwork stuff the wise commander was talking about? Perhaps. Then trust me, I wasn't like I was going to go inside alone for a special examination in the nude. He made that offer to you, Zuri? And why is he not being brought up on charges for misconduct? Because she's too dense to realize that his medical reasoning was flawed and perverse. But I know you are not. I'm sorry, I should have trusted you to not fall for his traps. To make up for it, why don't I take you to dinner? You mean the synthetic stuff out of the machines? Once again, you proved that you can see through a ruse. Will that suffice for tonight? I promise a better meal down the space lane. I'm going to hold you to that, Sol. Sol leads me. Oh no, that are my thoughts. Sol leads me to the ship's lodge and cafeteria. I'm not expecting much from it. Since food is since food, but anything to soothe my gurgling belly is welcomed. Welcome to the ship's lodge. It's all rank since. Watch out! In front of me. All I can see is a black bruise whiz past the front of my face. It passes so close and so fast that I can feel the wind rushing across my hair. With a mighty tug, Sol grabs the back of my uniform and yanks me back. He pulls so hard that I stumble and almost slam against the wall of the hallway. A mere millisecond later, a large green tail slices through the air where my head used to be. Before I can react and determine that what just about took my head from my shoulders, Sol storms forward. Damn it, Zuri! How many times have Commander Rizina and I ordered you not to practice your fighting garbage in the lunch? Well, sir, you got pretty good reflexes. I've had to develop from because of you. Answer the question. I do know a couple. 27 times. Don't you have anything better to do than remember random numbers like that? I wouldn't have to you if you stopped trying to kill people. Hey, who is she? The superior officer you about murdered for committing the horrible crime of just entering the room.
Huh? Anyway, I'm sorry, who are you?
Now that she's settling down, I can get a better look at the woman with such amazing speed. She's, what were they called again? Do you have any remembrance of the academy? What is the proper procedure for introducing yourself to someone who outranks you?
Come on, sir, she's not in my chain of command. We don't have to be quite so uptight, right?
Long ears and green hair would tell me that she's an owl, but owls don't have wings. Possibly she could be an Afric, like Stan, but Africs don't have shiny scaly tails. Wrong, I don't care if we are crew dogs or not. We maintain the chain of command and respect during all phases of operations.
But I'm off duty right now.
What does that have to do with anything, Lieutenant? I think I remember reading about them in a news bit. If I recall the story correctly, they come from some sandy planet in the far northern reaches of the Rulian Republic.
We're just normal people of duty. We're all the same.
Regulations don't go away just because you aren't on duty. Besides, Lieutenant, when we launch from port, we are technically always on duty.
I don't mean to interrupt, but what are you?
Huh? Annoying and disrespectful.
She meant me. I'm sorry that came out wrong. I've never met anyone of your species before, and I can't remember what are you called.
Oh, they are called Dreamers. They originate from the planet Onerson.
Onerson? It's Northern Rule, right?
Relatin, our dear lieutenant and her ilk are loyalists to the Empire.
She's right. My home is located just north of the capital world. I even once got to visit the city of Emerald Winds there.
An exasperated sigh from Sol tells me that I didn't conceal my interest very well. Still, you don't meet too many people who have heard the melodies of the Emerald Winds.
How did you gain entry? Only lute players themselves ever are permitted entry into their halls. My clan elder nominated me as a lute player. Every year the clan sends someone there to resonate with the emerald crystal and perform the Ballad of the Distant Dreams.
You have performed the Ballad of the Distant Dreams? Great, we are not getting rid of her now, are we?
Sol must never have heard the heart-touching Ballad of the Distant Dreams. Even so, I've never heard it in person. The soft melody plays in the happiest places of my memories. It's a soft song of hope and loss, of what once was and what shall be. No matter what Sol thinks of the player, if he could hear the song, he could be swayed by it too.
That's it! Wow, you really do know it! I thought that you laughed, but no.
Of course I do. It's so beautiful. I love it, but I kinda suck a lute player and I can't beat my wings to the right rhythm for the ballad. Oh.
A big surprise.
But a wearer has to be both a master of the sword and a culture, so I practice it anyway. The elders stressed that a lot to me during my training. But a real warrior doesn't bother with such weakness.
Did they also stress respecting your elders?
Not really.
Big surprise.
Are you saying I should be calling you Grandpa?
I would eat my heart out with nothing more than a toothpick than claim any family relationship with you.
Speaking of food, why don't we get some and get to know each other a little better? That would be awesome. Alphanos, Kylie, and I were just about to sit down and have dinner.
On second thought, I'm not that hungry.
Come on, Grandpa. How am I supposed to find my way to my quarters afterwards without a guide?
She's with Moonfellow. Take her there afterwards, Zuri.
Hey, Saul, don't go, please. I want to hang out and catch up, but I also want to get to understand everyone better. I'll solemnly swear that I won't accidentally knock you again, Major Hecklate.
Fine, try to keep it cleaned in, all of you. I don't want to have to clean up the lounge again because someone managed to prove that you can stick spaghetti to the ceiling.
I still think you did something to your noodles.
It's a cooking technique, lizard brain.
When the noodle gets close to being ready and the starch gets sticky, you are able to test it by seeing if it will stick to the wall. And if it doesn't, it isn't ready? Precisely. And that makes sense. Why couldn't you have just said that instead of insulting Miss Saul?
It's Major Hackett and I was just stating obvious facts. You are a lizard. You have a brain, do you not?
I'm not someone desert lizard. I'm going to report you to the commander again.
By the time you all stop fighting, the food is going to get cold again. I don't know who Kylo was again.
It could be even nastier when it's cold. If I say I forgive you, could we just drop it?
Sorry, you nearly knocked out Natalie and insulted me, but I will let it slide this one time. Let's just hurry up and eat. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Come, there's a plenty to go around.